Adwa TV, bringing good things to life.
And thanks for joining us on today's News Bulletin. This is the AM News coming to you live from our studios at the John Evans 50th Mills High Street in Accra. We are also streaming live on Facebook at Adwa TV Ghana, on YouTube at Adwa TV GH, and around the world at adwanewsonline.com. My name is Jonathan Armah. Now, coming up in this bulletin, February 2nd has been set aside for the commencement of the National COVID-19 Vaccination Days. We'll bring you details of that, including the Ministry of Health to introduce vaccine boosters. We'll bring you details of that and more right to the News Bulletin this day. Thanks for staying tuned. Remember, this is your hub of comprehensive and compendious news. My name is Jonathan Armah. Now to a very principal story. The Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaji, has disclosed earlier that at a meeting, the press series that the Ministry of Health will commence the National COVID-19 Vaccination Days from February 2nd to 6th. 2022. According to him, during these periods, there will be a 5-day intensive vaccination and campaign geared towards most Ghanaians who are yet to be vaccinated.
And then we are also planning a national immunization dates for the nation, where there will be 5 days of intensive campaign and vaccination. We need time to do social mobilization, mobilize people, and we are expecting, with the help of the media, more people will know and people will make themselves available to take up this opportunity to vaccinate as many people as possible. I think as we are aware, we've always had some challenges with people are talking about vaccine and effectiveness. And we have always mentioned that the vaccine effectiveness are on 3 levels: getting infected, and also falling sick, and of course dying. Our largest center for COVID is GIDC, so we use that as a measure of some of these things. They run a general outpatient just for COVID out there. And in the period between the 4th July and the 14th of July, they saw about 900 COVID cases were seen at the outpatients. The total unvaccinated was 529, which is about 58.8%. Those partially vaccinated were 10%, and we had 30%, which is about 273 fully vaccinated. Of the total number who were admitted, they admitted 306 cases. The number that were unvaccinated came up, as you can see the chart, was about 261. Partially vaccinated was 39.8%, fully vaccinated. So if you look at those who had mild disease, of those who are positive, you can see that fully vaccinated and partially vaccinated are accounted for about 60%. But if you then move on to those who were moderately ill, you can see that about 80%, 82% were unvaccinated. When it comes to severe, you have a similar number unvaccinated, about 80+% unvaccinated. And then those who were critical, about 98% of those who had critical condition were unvaccinated. So it shows you that the benefit of the vaccine is along the spectrum of the disease condition. The minister had mentioned areas of the mandate already. I think the group that still exists, as was mentioned earlier, is all health workers, students, secondary school, frontline, security personnel, and commercial drivers. But I think further consultation is going on, And once the minister is convinced as to those who fall, the persons and the venues that will be chosen and the date will start, that will be announced. But this is just to let you know these are the possibilities of people who are likely to be captured in the current mandate. So that will be after the consultation. The list may change or may shrink or may expand, depending on the situation as we find ourselves.
Still stay in that still on COVID-19 in that same vein, the director of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumabwaji, also disclosed that following some consultation which has taken place, the booster policy has been approved and a strategy has been developed for underlisted segmented of the population to be given COVID-19 vaccine boosters, comprising of health workers, persons ranging from age 60, and among others. Dr. Patrick Kumabwaji further stated that pregnant women going forward would also be vaccinated.
Booster also policy has been approved, as was announced by the minister. We don't just look at it. We have a National Immunization Technical Advisory Committee who looks at international and local data and come up with the recommendations for ministers' approval. Based on that, booster will be offered to all health workers. Will be given booster. And the booster is 3 to 6 months after your last vaccination. So it means that if you had your last dose, say in March, you'll be eligible for a booster dose between 3 to 6 months. Not immediately you've had that. And so that will affect all health workers, persons with underlying medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, persons 60 years and above, frontline security personnel, and members of the executive, judiciary, and legislature. It actually mirrors the initial prioritization that was done. Pregnant women who are unvaccinated will now be offered, can now be vaccinated. Previously, it was not policy to vaccinate them. Now they can be vaccinated. And they are recommending that we use either Moderna or Pfizer, which is the mRNA technology, to vaccinate them.
Notwithstanding, let's all be cautious of COVID in our system. Let's all try and then protect ourselves as much as possible. But away from that, let's talk issues pertaining to the mining Commission. The Forestry Commission has joined the government digitization drive with the launch of 2 online applications. That's the digitalized property mark registration and renewal. That's e-property mark registration, and the electronic wood tracking system. Launching the application, the Sector Minister, Honorable Samuel Abujinapo, said President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's vision to promote socio-economic development through digitization cuts across all aspects of our national life, and the Forestry Commission could not be left out on the drive.
E-property mark registration is a web-based application which automates the process of property mark registration and renewal, while the electronic wood tracking system allows the tracking of wood from the time of harvest to the time of final disposal. With its introduction, the Forestry Commission joins agencies under the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources like the Lands Commission and the Minerals Commission, who have already moved some key services online. Launching the applications, the Sector Minister Honorable Samuel Abujinapo said President Akufo-Addo's vision to promote socio-economic development through digitization cut across all aspects of our national life, and the Forestry Commission could not be left out in this drive. Section 2 of the Trees and Timber Act 1974 NRCD 273 requires any person who cuts or fells trees for export or conversion in mail to register a property mark and renew it every 6 months. Prior to the introduction of this e-property mark registration, persons who seek to register or renew their property marks will have to move from the district offices to the regional offices and finally to the head office of the Forestry Commission in Accra to complete the registration, a process that lasted approximately 2 months. However, due to the introduction of this technology, loggers can register and or renew their property marks in a day without moving to the various offices. The minister said the forest resources of the country contribute significantly to the economy, and the government is committed to sustainable managing them to ensure that future generations and communities have a better, richer, and more valuable forest and wildlife endowment. To this end, government has commissioned a study aimed at revamping the timber industry to position the country to take its rightful place on international timber markets. Mr. Jinapo added that the electronic wood tracking system, which was developed with the help of the British government and will be powered by solar, forms part of the Forest Law Enforcement, Governance and Trade Initiative, which seeks to ensure that only legal wood is traded on the market.
Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Dr. Abu Jinapo there. But away from that, beverages are at the center of every Ghanaian festivity, which also contributes to the nutrition of every individual. While 80% of water is expected from beverage, the rest is drawn from food. The Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, established in 2003, runs with a sole aim of serving as an intermediary between government and industry players in the food and beverage chain, but not without the hindrance from the Insurance Act 2021 Act 1061. This is according to the Executive Secretary of the association.
The Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, FABAG, has been up against government's decision over the Insurance Act's requirement for all imported goods to be insured by local insurance agents. The FABAG noted that this will help local insurance companies generate revenue at the expense of importers. Ghana's Insurance Act of 2021, Act 1061, Section 222 states that a person who imports goods other than personal effects into the country shall insure the goods with an insurer licensed under the Act. Subsection 2 also prohibits offshore marine cargo and bulk insurance, with the exception of reinsurance contracts approved by the regulator. According to the Executive Secretary, Sam Agre, insuring imported goods with local companies must be made optional rather than mandatory.
Bringing a product into the country and the thing is not insured, what it means is that the manufacturer, the importer would then say, I don't want to take any insurance, and therefore the product comes from wherever it's coming from. Now, when the product gets to its destination and nothing happens, it's okay. Now, when anything happens to that product on the high seas, you, the insurer, you, the importer, becomes a loser. So sometimes what happens is that you try to take a cover so that if anything happens over there,
so the cover is more or less like an insurance cover.
It's an insurance, you see, but government passed the law.
Okay.
And he said, if you bring your goods into the country without an insurance cover, what it means is that they are going to impose another insurance for you to pay. You pay for that one, which will be added to your duty, and you pay for it, seeking against. Is that these insurance companies has come together to convince government that it should be a compulsory thing to take an insurance locally from Ghana before you import your product from overseas. Now, if I am an insurer and I have an overseas company, when an exporter comes to me that I'm exporting this product to Ghana, so this is what we need to do. My agent will go to look for that whatever you are putting into that container before it is sealed.
Okay.
If they don't look at it and they want to be a blind undertaker, they will prefer the charges all right before the customs seals the product or the container for the product to come. So all the way to Accra, what it means is that, or to Tema, what it means is that when the product gets here, when the product gets here to Tema, that is where your insurance ends. You see. But they are saying that no, before you import, you have to take a compulsory local content insurance here. Who is sending your goods to you feels more comfortable with an insurer that is dealing with
than any other person.
than any other person. He doesn't know which insurance you have in Ghana here, and therefore
I need to join that one.
To deal with you becomes a problem. But then, if you look at the number of containers that you are bringing into Ghana, say 5,000 a year, 2,000, 1,000, 10,000, whatever, you have the right to negotiate with the insurer.
Some more business news updates. The president of the West Gonja chapter of the cooperative Cashew Farmers and Marketing Union, Idris Usmani Azambuja, is accusing some allied middlemen in the cashew value chain of comprising to exploit cashew farmers in the West Gonja municipal of the Savannah region. This, he said, was barefaced in the low prices these middlemen hide behind the value chain to offer cashew farmers in the municipality for their many years of toil. In an engagement with the media, the vociferous president noted rather regrettably that cashew farmers in the municipality were currently being paid as low as 2 Ghana cedis to 3 Ghana cedis per kilo of raw cashew nuts against the minimum set price by the minister somewhere December 2021. Salifu Adam Jabu, our Savannah regional correspondent, has more in the next report.
In an interview with Adwa News' Salifu Adams Jabu, president of the West Gonja chapter of the Cooperative Cashew Farmers and Marketing Union, Mr. Idris Usmani, said it is disgusting to point out that cashew farmers in their municipality, after toiling many years to take care of 3 crops, are offered between 2 Ghana cedis and 3 Ghana cedis per kilo of raw cashew nuts purchased and are sold to exporters at a rate above 7 Ghana cedis per kilo. It can be recalled that in December of 2021, the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Uswe Firiakuto, announced the minimum price of raw cashew nuts to be 5 Ghana cedis per kilo and cautioned all buyers not to offer any price below the minimum price at farm gates across all cashew growing areas in Ghana.
The union, we deem it necessary that to advocate for buyers and processors to come in to buy our cashew nut with high quality, with high quality products and with a better price for farmers. Every cashew purchasing season, prices of cashew start with 2 Ghana cedis. Previously we started with 5 pesos, 10 pesos, 20 pesos, up to 1 cedi. But now that the prices have risen, every year in West Gonja municipality, the price always begins with 2 cedis to 3 cedis, and farmers will even be yearning to get a better price. Some of them will even send to our neighboring district, which is Sola and Bole, which have 5 Ghana cedis, 4 Ghana cedis every year.
He said the cashew farmers are compelled by pressing social needs to sell the raw cashew nuts to these allied middlemen at any price offered, a situation which he believes is discouraging many farmers, especially the youth, from venturing into cashew farming in the municipality.
Farmers are finding it difficult of getting market in the West Gonja municipality, and as a result, middlemen come in to buy it at lower price from the farmers and aggregate it and sell it with a better price to the exporters. As a union, we have come out as a body in order to have one voice to then advocate for buyers, international buyers or buyers locally and processors who will come in to buy it with a higher price with premium.
The cashew advocates disclosed that there's the need for the over 3,000 existing cashew farmers in the municipality to adopt and discuss the cashew pricing notification system developed by Tree Aid Ghana for cashew farmers, buyers and processors to transact a win-win cashew business deal with cashew farmers directly into contract signing for a corporate cashew price to members. He also hinted on plans to go into future processing of cashew into fruit juice, jams, and cashew kernels for domestic market consumption in the northern region.
In addition, we also think of going in to process the cashew fruits in future and cashew kernel. So,
calling for stakeholder support to reverse the current trend, he launched a passionate appeal to regional and municipal agri directorates to help build the capacity of cashew farmers in the union, especially in the areas of pricing and marketing.
The farmers of West Gonya are appealing to the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Augusto Afriye, that he should walk by his talks, because West Gonya, in fact, he announced the price to be 5 cedis per kilo. But now, currently, farmers, buyers, and the middlemen have started buying 3 cedis per kilo. So West Gonya cashew farmers are appealing to the whole buyers and processors who would now come into the district to buy it at the rate of 5 Ghana cedis or more. If we do not get better price for this, our cashew nuts in the West Gonya municipality, then our cashew farmers will lose interest in cultivating the cashew, and the whole cashew industry will fall or will die off in the municipality. And the rationale being that middlemen have their enough money to come and buy from our farmers and then sell it higher price.
Thanks for sticking and staying with us. If you're just joining, you're still watching the AM News live from our studios at the John Evans Fifth Mills High Street in Accra. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Adwa TV Ghana. Now, in some sports updates, the Ghana Boxing Authority has suspended former IBF lightweight champion Richard Comey and his manager, Mr. Michael Amobidiako, indefinitely. The JBA in the press release says Comey's indefinite suspension takes effect from January 19, 2022, which follows acts of disrespect, misconduct, and refusing to the percentage pairs of that Comey earned from his fight against Lomachenko.
The Ghana Boxing Authority has suspended Richard Comey and his manager Michael Amobidiako, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Streetwise Promotion, indefinitely. The suspension comes after refusing to pay a percentage of Comey's pairs he earned from his fight against Lomachenko in December 2021. The GBA, in a separate press release, announced the indefinite suspension of the license of Comey's manager Dr. Michael Amobidiako. The first press release had to do with the percentage pairs to the GPA, and the second was about the worrying phenomenon of sidelining of our local coaches when our bosses are due for world title championship in abroad. The release read, "You were furious, adamant, and disrespectful with all kinds of threats towards the GPA president and the executive board at the authority secretariat on these two issues, which you refused to comply and walked out of the meeting unceremoniously." You were seen in a viral video interview with Richard Comey, where the boxer vilified and insulted our revered GBA board members, maligned the activities of Ghana Boxing Authority, and maliciously attacked the GBA president without any provocation. The GBA deems your act as serious misconduct and disrespect, and therefore suspends you indefinitely and withdraw your license from all boxing activities in Ghana. The suspension will prevent Richard and his manager, Mr. Amobidiako, from organizing a fight for any boxer within or outside Ghana.
Interesting. Let's see how this goes in subsequent days. Well, on that very note, this is how far would come to you with the AM News right from our studios at the John Evans Fifth Mills High Street in Accra. For more news, do well to log on to our website on adwanewsonline.com. Until then, have a wonderful morning and enjoy the rest of our programs.